Okay, everybody, we're back. Kyle and I just talked for 10 minutes, and I didn't start the recording.
It was good, too. That's 10 minutes we'll never get back.
Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name's Narwhal. I'm here with Kyle. Kyle, I had this thought on the airplane the other day, okay? And, like, it's dumb, but it sounds, like, really cool to me.
Okay.
So, you know how when you have to go to the bathroom, when you have to take a piss, like, there's a time when you start to realize it. But at the beginning, it's not very bad.
Oh, I can hold it. You just notice that it's there.
Yeah, you notice, like, I could go pee right now, but it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, it progressively gets worse and worse and worse. And then if you're in a scenario, like on an airplane, where you really, really, like, or someplace where you physically can't make it to a bathroom, your body will go into overdrive mode, and it'll hold it longer than you think you're capable of. Like, if you can't, because it doesn't want to piss itself. Okay? So I really had to go on this airplane, and I was in the middle seat. And for a while, I was just holding it. I was like, I'm just going to wait it out.
Why?
Because I feel bad. The lady next to me was like, kind of smelled bad. And she was
she smelled bad, so I didn't want to make her move.
No, and she was like half asleep, like on and off the whole flight. So it was just a weird vibe. But anyways.
Her smell would have wafted around if she moved.
But I decided to like kind of wake her up from her slumber. And she got up. I got up.
It was like a hibernating bear situation.
Yeah.
She wakes up and she's like, ah!
Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried. And then as she would roar, I would get a whiff of like her really bad body odor.
I bet bears smell bad too.
Yeah. So she got up. I got up. I walked back there. I'm kind of hustling. And then I realized that they're still doing the drinks. Like they gave me a drink and now they're at the back of the plane doing like the last like few rows of drinks. And obviously you can't get by them and they're not going to let me by. And so the lady was like, oh, sorry, it's going to be a few minutes. I was like, okay, whatever. It took more than a few minutes. It took like 10, 15 minutes for them to finish. But I was just thinking, what would life be like if instead of being able to like choose when you go to the bathroom, if after you drink a liquid, you have X amount of minutes and there's like a timer on your wrist.
Like it's going to go off.
And yeah. And when that timer ends, your liquid is just coming out. And I was thinking, how much different would life be?
The world would be different.
Yeah. Like how... And I was thinking there would be like compilations on YouTube of like the closest
people shitting their pants,
like close calls of people like sprinting across airports or like across schools to try and make it in time.
To be honest, I don't think it would happen as much as you think it would. Because I feel like the world would be so different. There'd be way more bathrooms, way more accessible. People would be way more understanding. Like in the middle of a test, if you're like Mr. Miyagi. That was Mr. Miyagi, I have like 10 seconds. Can I please go? He'd be like, oh, yeah, sure. Wax on.
Yeah, but I mean, what if like there'd be tons of situations where it's like, listen, like I know I should have planned ahead, but like I have 45 seconds left, and then the teacher's gonna be like, that's your fault. You should have planned ahead. You should have got here earlier.
We can make a movie off of it. It's like In Time, but piss and shit.
Is that the one where like you live off of how much time you have
left?
Yeah,
it's like once your time runs out, you die.
Yeah, but it's piss and shit.
Piss and shit.
That would be pretty good.
Like
I don't know. That thought.
No one steal that idea.
Yeah, we got to patent that because I don't know. After I thought of that, I was thinking about the whole rest of the flight of like different scenarios, like and then you know how old people can't control their bladders as much.
Yeah, they have way more control, but they probably have like less time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as you get older, it gets to a point where you have like 20 seconds.
They take like one sip of water and they're like, what? 3 minutes? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Damn.
You're at your wedding and like, okay, I got a scenario.
That would suck.
You were like late to an international flight for your wedding, your own wedding, and you couldn't miss it. So you hurried to this flight, and then on the flight, you had to like do some paperwork or something, so you didn't go to the bathroom on the flight. Then as you get off the flight, it's either spend 2 minutes to go to the bathroom right now or get to my wedding on time. You're obviously going to choose to get to your wedding, and then you get there, and then you run out of time.
I mean...
And then you piss yourself at your own wedding.
Your options are take a piss or go to your wedding?
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to pee for like a minute max.
I know, but...
It's like she's going to leave me in a minute. Like, I'm so late, she's about to just like call it quits.
Yeah.
Or I just pee my pants while I'm up on the stand.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, fuck.
What?
That was like...
Wait, what are you...
It was like, I do. And then like you start peeing.
Oh. I thought you were saying like, I do, fuck. That's what you said.
It was like, I do. Oh, fuck. But that was like the Seemed like he just kind of came.
Yeah. That's not what I sound like when I pee, at least.
I've never said fuck.
I don't go, oh, fuck.
Dude, I did have a piss the other day that felt so good after work. It was yesterday after work. I got home and I like literally closed my eyes and just looked up and I was like, oh yeah. This is nice.
That feeling is pretty damn good. Not quite as many things come close to that, but
you ever like have to bend over while you're peeing because your stomach hurts so bad?
No. I've never got
your bladder hurts so bad that like you can't even stand up straight and like you just start peeing.
No, but sometimes I like kind of like lean. Actually, maybe like sometimes I'll put a hand on the wall.
Yeah, like I'll do that in the morning sometimes for obvious reasons. But like sometimes my bladder's so full. Like you ever just notice a pee baby?
No.
Really?
No.
Like your belt never gets tight?
No. But do you ever where you have to go pee so bad that like when you finally do get to a bathroom and go pee, it's like it's delayed. Like it won't come out for like 10 seconds or so.
It's because you've been holding it for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, am I allowed? Am I allowed to come out?
Yeah. Oh.
Damn.
Well, anyways, Kyle, you said on the way over here today you saw a tank on the highway.
I did see a tank on the highway.
Yeah.
It kind of came out of nowhere.
I was just driving.
I mean, yeah, like I pulled. I don't know if it was a tank. Might have been more of like a warthog, like a gunner type deal. But I'm just like pulling to the highway and I just kind of glanced to my left and there's just this army vehicle in the middle of Seattle.
And it wasn't being transported. Like it was just its
like
own.
driving.
It was standalone. Was there a whole caravan of different?
No, it was just one. That's what I was confused. Because I've seen like in Eastern Washington, they have like some bases, and sometimes you'll see like vehicles, but there's like 5 in a row.
Yeah.
There's just this one tank by itself.
Damn. That poor gunner who was just sitting outside with
there's
goggles on.
There's a couple guys with goggles and helmets. There's a guy in the back just sitting there like, just like looking at the back of traffic. Like that's probably the worst spot. It's so boring.
That's what I would, if I was in like the military, that's when I would kind of have moments where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, you're in Seattle.
It's like you signed up to be in the military, and then you're like in Seattle in the freezing cold, no wars going on. I mean, obviously it's better than being at war.
I would say, yeah, probably.
But like that's probably not what you expected your job would be.
I think that's how it is when you start out.
Yeah, just doing the shitty stuff.
Yeah, like how does it probably take so long to be like one of those badass people that you see in movies,
like the Navy SEALs that are like the generals.
Like, can I just like sign up for that?
No,
I don't think I have what it takes.
But so when people go to like Army or Navy, like the colleges, the universities, are their roles? Are they like always going to be a higher rank than someone who just enlists and like works their ways up?
You're asking the wrong person.
Because I've never really understood that. Like, what's the difference between someone who's in the Army that went to Army and someone who just enlists in the Army? I assume that if you go to the university, you're going to be like a higher ranking position.
Maybe, yeah, because you're.
But like that's kind of fucked. If like, what if someone enlists and they're in it for 15, 20 years and they like are amazing at what they do? Are they always going to be beneath someone who's been in it for 15 to 20 years that went to the university?
I don't know.
It's like, I don't know.
I mean, that's how most of life is, though. It's
I
like
know.
If you don't get your high school diploma, you're not going to be the big boss CEO, you know?
No.
I mean, okay, but I'm saying like in the corporate world,
over
some guy who's like straight out of Harvard or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Is Harvard overhyped? Because like when I was younger, I was always like, oh, Harvard's the top school in the world. When I think of Harvard, I think of like.
I think Harvard's still up there. I think there's Yale, Stanford, Harvard, Cambridge,
Brown, Columbia, Penn.
Is Penn really like one of the top?
Not Penn State, but Penn, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, MIT. MIT's pretty big.
Oh, nerds, yeah. Cal.
Is Cambridge like a prestigious school?
That sounds like England.
Yeah.
Oh, Oxford.
Yeah.
We're just naming colleges.
I don't know. But no, I don't think Harvard's overhyped.
Okay. But I think in the grand scheme of like top of the top, maybe it's not the top.
Maybe, but
I don't know.
Yeah, but I would agree. When I think of the top 3 schools, I think Yale, Stanford, and Harvard. But I could be wrong. I don't know what's like the
Princeton's
hardest
maybe
school.
in the conversation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cornell.
Yeah. I don't know any other Ivy League
naming
schools.
A bunch of colleges.
Okay, but one thing in our 10 minutes that we were talking before we started this episode, when I thought we were recording but we weren't recording, Kyle and I had a good question. Do you think that in these tanks, like the tank you saw driving on the highway today, do you think that there's air conditioning or like heating systems in these modern day tanks, because when I think of a tank, I just think of like
no air.
Inglorious Bastards, when there's like, it's just like everything is just shit about the war.
Like someone farts and it's just like, oh, that's sitting in it for like 10 minutes before it like disintegrates into the.
Yeah, I just feel like everything sucks.
Yeah.
But then again, we have like the richest military on the planet, and it's 2020. I would assume that they got super nice things. They probably got like seat warmers, seat coolers.
Yeah, but I don't know if they want them to be comfortable though. You know what I mean?
But wouldn't you say people perform better at their job when they're comfortable?
No, I don't think so.
Whoa.
Because that they say like if you turn the heat up to a certain amount, you get kind of drowsy, and you work you're more productive in the cold.
Okay.
You're more productive, I think, when you're uncomfortable. If you're comfortable like wearing pajamas all the time, that's why I think our strategy of just wearing whatever you want, if we were like CEOs, probably wouldn't go well because people would be way too lax.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Since I work kind of on my own schedule and I work from home, a lot of the days I'll be in literally sweats or pajamas the whole day, and I will admit I don't feel like I do as much shit when I'm in sweatpants.
Yeah, you can just start wearing a suit.
Just at my own house.
Put your suit on and just whip out the laptop and start
don't
editing.
see a single person all day, but I dress up in a suit and tie.
I feel like a different person in a suit.
I just feel hotter in a suit.
I feel upright and just, sir, how are you?
I feel like I'm more likely to talk to strangers if I'm in a suit.
Yeah, if I'm dressed nicer, I'm more outgoing.
Yeah.
But if I'm like this, not talking to people.
So you don't think that their tanks are like kitted out really fancy nowadays?
I think they might. I don't think it's like a Tesla inside. I think they got basic AC, maybe some seats.
Yeah.
Probably seat belts, I would think.
Seat belts in a tank? I feel like...
What do you just...
No, because if you start getting like shot at or your tank gets like fucked up, you have to get out of there quick.
Or if you get bumped into by a different tank, you go flying and hit your head and you're knocked out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess there's seatbelts.
There's probably seatbelts.
It just sucks for the guy that's on top.
Yeah.
It's probably freezing.
You think that's just the rookie guy that everyone hates?
That, or he lost a bet, or, yeah, just no one likes him.
And why do they need someone sticking out of the tank if they're just like...
Well, they probably were transporting a bunch of people.
Yeah.
They probably just...
It's just like... it would. Like, I wouldn't mind being the guy outside of a tank if it's like... actually in war. Actually,
what
no,
are you talking
never
about?
mind.
That's the worst place to be. You're gonna get sniped.
Yeah, dude, I feel like that's a death wish. Now that I think about it, if you're the guy on the outside gunner of a tank in a war,
not a good place to be.
Yeah, because that defeats the purpose of a tank. Like the whole idea of a tank is that you can't be shot at because you're in this ball of metal.
Yeah,
and then you're just voluntarily sticking out.
I don't want to go to war.
No, I don't want to go to World War III. All right.
Don't draft us.
Yeah, we'd be pretty bad. But Kyle,
I have some news.
You have news?
Yeah, I have news.
Okay.
Is
this real news or is this like Twitter news?
Well, it's Twitter news, but I'm going to assume it's real.
Okay.
Okay, it's devastating news. All right. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah.
Justin Bieber has Lyme disease.
No. That could be a big deal.
I know. The Biebs has Lyme.
That can kill people.
Yeah.
Isn't Lyme
what
like
is Lyme?
Crohn's? No, not.
Lyme is from ticks, I think.
Yeah, you get it. People get it like if they get like a parasite in like a river, I think.
What was Bieber doing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he travels internationally a whole bunch.
He's been in some rivers, yeah.
But so what? That's all you have?
I just saw that
you have no other info on this other than
he confirmed that he has Lyme.
Okay.
So he has confirmed. I don't know how the severity of the Lyme, where he got the Lyme. I don't know. All I saw was Justin Bieber has Lyme.
All right, I'm going to look up Lyme disease, and we're going to see what could potentially happen to Justin Bieber.
Please tell me you spelled it right and didn't write L-I-M-E.
I just did that, and then it corrected me.
God damn it.
All right. A tick-borne illness caused by the bacterium Borrelia burgdorferi. Deer ticks can carry the bacteria that causes Lyme disease. Oh, so maybe he went hunting. He seems like a guy in his new reborn self.
I don't know.
Dude, he seems like he would go hunting.
Does he?
Yeah, he has like houses out kind of in like middle of nowhere, Washington.
No, he doesn't. He just went to somebody's house.
Dude, he has a house in Sancadia.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Does he?
Yes.
Are you sure?
He does.
No, he doesn't. He stayed with Judah.
No,
Yes.
he has a house there, dude. It's Justin Bieber.
How do you know?
I know he has a. I don't know.
You have absolutely zero proof. He was staying. Okay, for those of you who don't understand here, one of our friends lives in this place in Cle Elum. It's in just like the middle of nowhere in Washington. And they saw Justin. There's a famous pastor that lives over there.
It's
Judah
Justin
Smith.
Bieber's pastor.
Justin Bieber's pastor. And our friend's mom saw Justin Bieber riding bikes with him in their street.
I know, but I've heard from other accounts.
Who are your accounts?
I don't know. I don't have them off the top of my head, but I know that Justin Bieber has a house there.
No.
I know that, dude.
How do you know that?
Dude, there's lots of things
You've given me zero proof.
Yo, there's some things you know that you just don't know how you know them, but you know them.
Kind of like how I know he doesn't have a house there.
No, kind of like how you know that
Justin Bieber has Lyme.
Yeah, like you know he has
yeah,
it,
but
you
Twitter.
don't know.
If I saw he's got a house in
I've
Sancadia on
seen
Twitter.
on Instagram from some of his friends or something. Yes.
You follow Bieber's friends on Instagram? Name 2 of his friends.
Rory Kramer.
Who the fuck is that?
His friend.
You actually follow his friend?
Yes.
You loser. Why do you follow this guy?
Where does Justin Bieber have houses?
Oh, there we go. I'm going to guess. Let me guess a couple. L.A. I'm going to guess he's got one in, like, Canada. That's where he's from. Do you find a list?
Where does
Montana.
Where does Justin Bieber live? Pix plus 10 something. From his modest days growing up in Canada to his home with a monthly rent higher than most people's annual salary.
Fuck.
All right, guys, take it easy. Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin purchased a sleek but homey 6,132 square foot home in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
$8.5 million home.
Jeez.
He has a getaway in Canada. That's $4.95 million. In Ontario. Okay.
Must be nice. Just a getaway, my $4.5 million.
And then he has his former Hollywood Hills mansion.
He still has that?
He must have sold it.
Oh. Seems like he's not in Washington.
Oh, Miami.
All right. He's on the coast. He's different side of the completely far away.
Montclair? Where's Montclair?
I don't know.
Oh, a small town in New Jersey.
Okay, still not close to Washington.
God,
how many houses does this guy have?
No, I think this is just Calabasas.
That's in California.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Okay, East Coast again. He likes the East Coast.
Damn, dude. Yo, but if you're Justin Bieber, you don't want people knowing where all the different places you live.
People know where like 6 of them are, so there must be.
Dude, all I'm saying is I need some Justin Bieber diehard fan to confirm this because I know that he has a house in Washington.
It does not. He might have one in Washington, just not where you think it is.
All right.
We could go door to door through that whole neighborhood and knock. Is Justin here?
Dude, but the thing is, if you're like really famous, you don't tell the world where you live.
So how would you know that he's there?
Because I have intel, dude. I have intel.
Oh, Rory Kramer told me.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. All right. Kyle, the other day, I was playing Xbox. I was playing COD.
Was I there?
No, you had just got home from work, and I texted you to play with me, and you didn't want to play.
I was tired.
So I get on COD. I just hop in a game. You know, I'm by myself. It's probably like midnight. I'm about to go to bed. I just want to like chill out a little bit. Hop in a game, and I just wrote down a quote that this guy said.
Oh, in game chat?
Yeah, it was in game chat, and I get in, and it's these two or three or maybe even 4 different like Hispanic guys or Mexican guys. And I know that because one of the guys says, you know, man, I look down at myself and I realize I'll never be 100% Mexican, no matter how hard I try or how much I better myself as a person.
What does that mean?
It means he's maybe like 95% Mexican, but he realizes that he'll never be that 100% Mexican. And I really felt that. I connected with him.
You'll never be 100% Mexican either.
No, I know. Were
you talking to these guys?
No, I kind of like, I was just lurking. Like I was there, but my mic was muted.
You just listening to their conversation. I do that sometimes.
They were really high, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And
you said something about your family?
No.
You said my family.
Oh, my family's like a mix of a whole bunch of different things. So
But all white.
I'll never be 100% anything.
You can be 100% John.
I'll be 100% me.
You'd be the best John you can be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Johns that are better than you, though. Isn't that kind of sad to know, though? There's Kyle's better than me, for sure.
Yeah, but you're right. There probably are more Johns that are better than me than there are Kyles that are better than you.
Yeah. But what do you think, like, percentile-wise? Are you a better John than I am a Kyle? No, I'm a bad Kyle, though, because, like, Kyle has stereotypes. Drinking Monsters.
No, but you're breaking
hating
the
their dad.
stereotype. So.
Is that a good, though?
Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay. What's the stereotype of a John?
Yeah, what do you think?
I feel
So
like John is such just an average name.
Yeah,
it's so common.
This is good. Let's go through this. So for Kyle,
Yeah.
we already know there's like monster, frat king, like hates his dad, skates,
Yeah.
um,
Just shitty guy.
yeah. Now
John. Well, I feel like John's more versatile because Kyle, I feel like, is mostly white.
mhm.
Actually, I just thought of like 3 black Kyles that I know of.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I feel like John's, there's all kinds of Johns.
yeah, John is mainly just white or black, right? There's no Mexican Johns. There's no
Juan.
Italian Johns.
John. That's not a good accent.
I feel like generally you're just white or black, but still, that's a way more versatile.
Yeah.
But when you think of a John, like, give me a name of a John that you know. That like, who's the first few Johns that you think of? Just rattle them off.
John Bellion.
Okay.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Probably white.
Yeah.
John. Why can't I think of any Johns? John Brockman, former UW basketball player, white.
Okay.
John Jones, John Bones Jones,
He's black.
MMA fighter. Yep.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash. That's Johnny
Okay.
though. That's a different realm.
Yeah.
I feel like Johnny's
Some
more
people call me
fun and funky though. You know.
So I'm not fun and funky?
If you went by Johnny, you'd be more fun and funky. I think
Oh
you're more of
my-
a Johnny than a John.
You know, no one ever calls me. I want to be a Johnny if that's more fun and funky, but no one calls me Johnny.
Yeah, but you got to kind of ask. I feel like you got to earn it though. Maybe you haven't earned it yet.
Dude, oh my God, I have such a good story. I tried.
Tell us the story.
I tried to change my name one time and no one accepted it.
Oh, JC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
a JC.
Going into 4th grade. So, for those of you listening, my entire extended family on my mom's side, and even most of my dad's side, growing up, like, they'd always call me JC because my middle name's
Why?
Cole. John Cole.
Yeah, no, I understand, but why? Why did they call you John?
I don't know.
Who started
I didn't
it?
choose it. My grandparents. They're like, oh, JC. Dude, lots of grandparents have, like, nicknames for their kids
They
or their
also call me
grandkids.
Kyle or
Well, yeah, you
Perfect
can't really
grandson.
call you, like, K.A.
K.A. Yeah.
K. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they call me JC, and like it was always weird for me because my friends and people at school would call me John, but then both my parents, all my extended family would call me JC. This was like all the way through 3rd grade. Everybody in my family called me JC. So I was like, why do I have 2 different names here? I'm going to go into 4th grade, and on the first day, I went up to my teacher, and I said, hey, I know on the list my name's John, but can you call me JC? But I told her, don't make a big deal about it. Just start calling me that.
And everyone's just like, who the fuck is JC?
Yeah, so then she would do that, and she was super nice. She was awesome. Mrs. Fast, I remember.
Wow.
And
What grade is this?
4th grade. Were you in my class?
No.
Okay. But, like, everybody started making fun of me. And, like, it became just, like, a joke.
Oh, fucking JC.
They're like,
over
oh,
here.
so you just changed your name all of a sudden? And I'm like, no. Like, I tried to defend it, but I was obviously didn't have a lot of self-esteem, and I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And
But a real JC, though, would have, like, people would have believed him, and he would have, like, convinced people I am JC.
you know how hard it is to convince other 4th graders that my name changed and to not get bullied for it?
All I'm saying is JC would be able to do it.
Dude,
John couldn't do it. Johnny, maybe.
so I'm neither JC or Johnny is what you're saying. I'm just a lame John.
I think you're just John.
Damn.
No, I think you're a Johnny. But I don't want to, like, start calling you something different.
Well,
Like, I feel uncomfortable if I call somebody something their whole life and then just suddenly change it.
no, I get that, but like if I if I was really passionate about it and I told you, like, and I was serious and I was like, listen, I really don't like my name. I really want to go by Johnny. Like, can you please, like, make the effort?
I mean, yeah, if you, like, really were that serious about it, I would try. I'd probably call you John for a while, but I guess I'd try.
See, but
I'd make fun of you for, like, being that serious about, don't call me John. That's like, there'd be random kids in school that, like, they'd go by their middle name. I know somebody in particular, and he would get so mad if you called him by his first name. It's like, he had just like a totally normal first name, like Derek or something.
Yeah.
It's like, don't call me Derek. It's like, dude, chill.
I get it if your name is like Dick or
yeah, like fucking ass or some shit.
Yeah.
What's up, I'm ass.
Wait, what were we talking about? Oh,
Johnny?
Different Johns. I just have to say, out of all the Johns you listed off, you said John Bellion, Johnny Cash, John Jones, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. that's a wide variety of possibilities for the stereotype of John.
I feel like you can go kind of whatever path you want. Like John Jones is like badass.
Yeah.
Also cokehead. But
wait, really?
Yeah, he's been suspended a ton of times. And steroids, I think.
Yeah, you can like as a John, you can really build your own destiny.
Yeah.
But as like a Eduardo, maybe not Eduardo. That one's a little harder to put your finger on. But like what's a name
like a Brad. If you're Brad,
you work on motorcycles.
No, if you're Brad, yeah, maybe. Or you're just like a douchey businessman. Like you're in a frat and you're one of those guys that's just in a frat your whole life, and then you get hired by your other frat brothers and you're Brad.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh yeah, bro, in the middle of Starbucks on your phone yelling. That's Brad.
Crush some tall boys.
Yeah.
With your boys every night after work.
Yeah, that's Brad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I think of that, or I think of like a guy that knows everything about cars. But
I can see that.
Those could kind of be one and the same too.
When I think of Brad, I picture bread. When I was younger, when I heard of the names, do you ever like hear something and then picture something?
Yeah, dude.
So Griffin and Brad to me are bread.
Griffin.
I don't know why Griffin. Griffin and Brad are bread.
Okay. Yeah, no, I have certain words that I associate with like objects or images that make no sense.
It's like there's a bill. I was talking about it with somebody at work actually the other day. I forget what it's called, but there's like a thing that you can like picture music or whatever, like hear music if you hear things or see things.
You did not
like,
explain that well.
That was really bad. Like if I look at I don't know, like a block of cheese, maybe I hear notes in my head, like almost music kind of, or like I think of a certain sound to it, or if I hear a name, I picture something or put a color to it. Okay. There's people that are like, I don't know if it's just a disorder. It seems more of an ability.
Yeah. No, I get that because there'll be times where I'll see a random thing in my house and then it's like subconscious, but I don't know. Ever since I've started doing the podcast, I'll make note of weirder things that I do. And one of them, I'll notice that I'll see something like over to the side and then I'll just keep working or like going about my day. But the rest of the day, I'll like sing things in my head while I think of like that moment, that instant when I saw that thing. So
what?
So let's say there's like a
curtain.
No, let's say there's like an orange water bottle.
Okay.
Orange
water bottle. Is that like what you're singing?
No. Oh. No, I get what you're saying. No, but it's not really that. It's like I see this orange water bottle.
Okay.
And then I'll just start humming like, for whatever reason, that triggers like Mockingbird by Eminem to start playing in my head.
What?
Like things that aren't associated. So I'll be editing. I'll be like, hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's going to be all right.
Just because you saw the orange water bottle?
Yeah.
What if it was red?
Well, I don't know. Different days I see different things. But I'm just saying that like the rest of the day, I'll kind of in my head, I'll be reciting whatever song pops into my head for that day. And I'll be thinking of that image that I saw.
Okay, I think I know one of them for you. I think Xbox for you is that fucking Rihanna song you always sing.
Which one? I forget.
I can't even see you. If you played Xbox, it would come to you. But right now, I can't even think of what it is.
Yeah, there's certain things that I associate with certain activities.
I swear, every time we're in a party, you sing
I'm like,
it.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yes,
I don't want to be the reason why.
God, you sing it every goddamn time. So
That's
annoying.
like my favorite line ever.
Yeah, I've never heard you like sing that in real life.
I don't even know the song. All I know is I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the reason why. And it's like it's because it's an emotional line.
You feeling emotional when you're playing Xbox?
No, it's just like that one is meaningful to me, I guess.
You don't want to do this anymore? What do you not want to do anymore?
I don't know, but I don't want to be the reason why. You know, no one wants to be the reason.
No, you could be the reason why in a good way.
Yeah, but it's usually a bad way. Like, you're the reason I drink.
You're the reason I fell in love. You're the reason I smile.
You're the reason I fell in love with someone else.
Hey, but that's kind of good, though. It's good for them.
If someone came up to you and told you, I'm not in love with you, but you are the reason that I'm in love with someone else.
I mean, if I was in love with that person, I would be sad. But if I didn't care about them, or like if I was, just impartial to like my love towards them, I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I'm glad I could help.
No, but you love them.
Oh, then that sucks.
Yeah, see. You know what I've never really got is that they say that, like, if you, like, love someone, you want the best for them, right? Obviously.
You're about to say, I don't want you to be happy if you're not with me.
No. It's like, obviously, if you love someone, you want the best for them. But it's like, if you love someone and then they're like, I fucking hate you and I'm so much happier without you, it's like, how could that be a good feeling for you? Like,
maybe you don't love them anymore if they like say that to you. You shouldn't love someone that says that to you. Actually, you can't choose who you love though. Like, some people love like serial killers for no reason. Sorry, continue what you were saying.
No, that's a good point, I guess. Like, I don't really know where I was going with that, but it's like, you want the best for someone, and like, if you care about them, like, you want them to be happy, and it's like, well, what if they're happy and then they hate you? It's like, how could you want that? Well, like, you want them to be happy, but then they fucking hate you, so then
that's when maybe it's better you're not in their life.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but that would suck. Like, you're better off without me in your life. It's like, damn,
it would suck to know that too.
Yeah, like if I was like a drug addict and I'm like just putting you down every single time.
Well, and it would suck if like you were self-aware to know that like
you're like, I'm bad for you.
I am like, I love you, but if you're with me, your life is gonna suck.
Yeah, that's a shitty feeling.
That would
like,
be a horrible
How
feeling.
could you live on your own? Be like, damn, if you're bad with me, I'm bad with me. Me's bad. Me sucks.
Me suck. Yeah.
Anyway, self-confidence, guys. It's important.
So, what?
I had a pondering question.
Okay.
So, in Spain, we were just sitting there doing nothing, and then out of nowhere, my sister goes, "How do you become a Zamboni driver?" And I was like, "Huh, that's not something I've ever thought of before."
That's a good question.
There's not like a course you could take?
No,
like
I mean, I'm sure you obviously have to qualify to drive a Zamboni. For those of you who don't know, because I feel like that's not a common word. Like,
Zamboni?
I think most people don't know what a Zamboni is. Do you think?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't even play hockey, but I know what a Zamboni is.
If you don't know, a Zamboni is the tractor thing that goes on ice.
I wouldn't call it a tractor. It's like an
ice tractor.
Yeah,
it grooms ice.
Yeah. Makes it nice.
But I mean,
who drives it?
Someone who's qualified. I'm guarantee there's a course for it.
Yeah, I guess.
So you probably try and apply for a job at this like ice rink, and they're like, "Hey, our old Zamboni driver just left for a new gig.
He's moving up.
Do you know how to drive a Zamboni?" And you're like, "No, I don't, but I'm willing to learn."
But is it like your only thing you do? Is it just like if you work at a skating rink, like you sell skates, but also you drive the Zamboni?
Probably.
If we're talking like NHL team, do they just have one Zamboni guy and like he's the Zamboni guy?
That's his only role.
Like he just comes out at halftime and just whatever the fuck. They have 3 periods. Hockey makes no sense.
Yeah.
Comes out after the first period and like fucking drives around the Zamboni.
I would assume that they're not just like a designated Zamboni driver.
What else could they possibly do?
Plenty of things.
Care for the Zamboni?
Like, if you know enough to drive a Zamboni, you're probably pretty familiar with ice and like maintenance of a hockey arena.
Ice maintenance, yeah. Okay.
So
I guess
it's kind of like at a baseball field. The people who can cut the grass in really cool ways, I highly doubt that's all they do. Like, they probably do a lot of other maintenance around
maybe the Zamboni driver is, hey, that's driving something. Maybe it's like a Zamboni driver / baseball lawnmower.
Oh, you're saying maybe the person who drives a Zamboni is also the baseball field cutter?
Maybe. I feel like driving a Zamboni is way easier, though. It's less space to take care of, and you just kind of drive over it.
Yeah.
It can't be hard.
With the baseball fields, that's actually a very particular skill set.
That plus keeping everything, like getting the mound perfect and getting like the lines perfect and everything. It's like,
yeah. I think out of every sport baseball fields are like a fresh out of a clean field or stadium. A baseball field is the most visually like beautiful thing to look at.
Maybe a golf course too.
Okay, yeah, but you don't really ever get a chance to see like an entire course.
Yeah.
At once.
Oh, baseball field, man! Spring training's coming next month, and that's like my happiest time.
Yeah. Photos of like an empty baseball stadium in the summertime when it's like groomed. It's just like
you're speaking to me.
It's like a fresh haircut. It just looks so hot.
Yeah, I'd fuck that field.
Yeah, me too. So ever since the new year started, I've just been on fire with like social situations. Just like I've been really having a lot of good encounters with strangers recently.
Okay.
Ever since the year started. So like I got a haircut and that went really well. She was like, it was a really talkative experience.
Oh, that's good. Good conversation.
Yeah. No, it's not just that I had a conversation. Like I wouldn't note it in my phone if these were just regular
had
conversations.
Good conversation.
This was like, that was one. And then I also had another one. Dude, oh fuck. I don't even remember where I was, but this lady was like really friendly. And I feel like having a good interaction, one thing I've learned is that a lot of times I felt like it landed on me to determine whether or not this was going to be like in a good encounter, but I've realized it's equally as much about the other person like willing to be talkative to me.
Yeah.
So like at a customer service experience, even if I'm trying to like make it a good encounter,
it's more on them, I feel like, because they're the person that should be.
Yeah.
Because I kind of work in customer service. And it's definitely more on me, I feel like, to be more outgoing and ask questions.
And like they could try and be outgoing to you, and if you're the employee and you're just like, oh yeah, and that's all you say, obviously it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. So I guess I've just been on fire with these situations where I've been engaging and the customer service person has also been engaging.
So you just walk out like fully erect.
Dude,
like, damn, that was good. That was a good combo.
Yeah, man. My morale has just been through the roof with customer service recently.
What, like, can you give me more examples? Like, you
got
got a haircut?
like at Cafe Rio, the guy was like, which is like Qdoba or Chipotle kind of. And I go up and he's like, hey man, what do you want? And like, a lot of the employees there are sometimes like overly happy where it's like fake. Like one time we went in there and I was like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, just another day in paradise.
Yeah, but he was kind of joking, I think.
No, but I don't know though.
Maybe that was his paradise.
Like I think he was just like really like overly happy. Anyways, I just had this guy and he was just really cool. Like he was just
average happy.
Just average happy. He was like sociable. I don't know. I've just been feeling really good. So my point is, I've been on fire with this. So then at Fred Meyer the other day, I went grocery shopping.
Okay.
And since I'm kind of on a roll, I was like willing to talk more to this person that was, ringing me up at the register.
Your confidence is gaining.
Yeah.
So soon you're going to be on top of the world.
Yeah. So this guy is like, oh, did you go to Skyline? Because I recognize you sort of. Or he's like, oh, like I think I recognize you. This is random, but did you go to Skyline, which is like our high school? And I was like, oh, yeah, I did. He's like, oh, when did you graduate? And I was like, oh, 2016. And he's like, oh, I graduated in 2015.
Oh.
And I kind of got in my own head because I realized that he was talking to me and he like said, oh, yeah, my name's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. And for some reason, I just didn't tell him my name. And then as the conversation was going, I felt really weird about the fact that I didn't tell him my name, okay?
Okay, so you're in your own head. You're like, fuck, I panicked. I didn't say my name.
And then I felt like things were getting awkward somehow. So then he's like, oh, what did you do for New Year's? And, dude, I don't know why.
You're like, I'm John.
I just lied to this guy's face. I lied so hard, and I don't know why. Because, like, I've been on this trend of trying to, like, not lie to people.
Hey, it's okay to lie to strangers.
Yeah,
I feel like.
But like I had no reason to lie. Like he asked, what did I do for New Year's? And what I actually did for New Year's was I went into Seattle. I hung out with some friends, got a little drunk, went to the Space Needle, waited for some fireworks. Then we went to Domino's and then we went back and we hung out.
Average New Year's.
Now, for some reason, I told this guy that I stayed at home and I watched Inception with my family.
What?
Dude, I don't know, man. I just lied to his fucking face.
What made you say that?
I don't know.
It just kind of what came out.
Yeah, I just
as you're saying it, you're like, that's not true.
Yeah, I felt like I was trying to read off his energy, and he seemed like the type of guy that would sit at home and watch Inception with his family.
Oh, he's like, me too, dude.
And so I wanted to make it sound like I wasn't one to go to downtown Seattle and get drunk on New Year's. I wanted to make it sound like I was the type of guy that would hang out with my family on New Year's.
Which you kind of are.
Yeah, but I didn't.
But you didn't.
Lied to his face, and I don't know why I did it, and it's just been bothering me. Like, why did I? What made me want to lie to him like that? I had no reason to lie to him. He was a really nice guy.
How did he respond?
He was like, "Oh yeah, cool." He's like, "Yeah, I just chilled at home too." So I kind of predicted it correctly. He did just chill at home, but I don't know, man. I just had to talk about that because I don't like that I just lied to this guy for no reason. He was a very nice guy.
Maybe he's listening. Maybe he saw you out there and he was testing you to see if you would lie to him, and he lied.
Maybe he listens to this podcast all the time and he knows that I didn't.
What was his name?
I don't want to say his name. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, you ever lie to strangers for no reason? Would you say you generally, would you say you tell the truth or lie more often to strangers?
Tell the truth more often. But there's sometimes where maybe you don't want to tell the truth. Like maybe this isn't a very good example for me, but like if you had a bender just like last weekend, you're not just going to tell some like, some like 60-year-old guy that you're just meeting like,
dude, I just did so much coke last week.
Got off a bender last week, dude. You don't even want to know. I don't even remember it. Like, you're not going to say that. You're probably just going to say, oh, I just hung out with some friends. Like, maybe went to a bar.
Yeah. Has anybody ever been like, how's it going? And you tell them, like, it's not going well? Or will you always say, like, oh, yeah, it's going good?
I feel like it's usually, like, my options are, oh, it's going good, or it's going. That means it's like, I'm just kind of tired. Like, it's going.
But you never just been like, this has been one of the shittiest days of my life.
No, I'm not that guy. Because I don't want to put my problems on them. Because they didn't ask for it. I mean, they asked, but they didn't.
They did ask for it.
But they didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? There was a courtesy ask.
Yeah, it's like, hey, how are you doing? I don't really care how you're doing, but I'm just saying this because that's the norm.
Exactly. Well, it's like that Uber driver lady. Like, I thought we were just doing the norms or whatever, and then she really asked. So then I was like, okay, you really asked, so I'll tell you. I'm stressed out. And then we had this great conversation. See, if people, I don't want to tell it to somebody unless they actually care.
Yeah, so if someone's like, hey, how's it going? You're like, good. And then they're like, you don't sound very good. If they said that to you and you weren't having a good day, would you tell them?
Like, you're right, my dog died and my cat's deaf and my mom sucks. No, none of this is true. I don't have a dog. My mom doesn't suck. My cat's not deaf.
Yeah.
So then I just lied to that stranger.
When?
Right then. I don't have a cat. I don't have a dog. I don't have a deaf cat. And my mom rocks.
Yeah, your mom rocks.
She wished you a happy birthday before I did.
Your mom was the first person to wish me a happy birthday.
I know. I woke up at like 7 and I checked Facebook and I was like, damn.
Yeah, your mom was on top of it. All right. Well, anyways, one more thing I wanted to talk about before we hop into the segments and before we hop into a special dream.
We got another dream, guys.
One of our fans messaged us with a dream of us again. So that's the second time now.
Hey, let us know if we're in your dreams.
Yeah. But another thought that I've just had that's totally unrelated to anything that I needed to see if you can relate with.
Okay.
If you guys listen to this podcast, you know that like I'm one to like overthink. I'm always in my head. I'm very philosophical and like I think about life.
Correct.
And, like, freak out about everything very deeply. And I've come to the realization that like 90% of the time that shit happens after 10 o'clock at night.
Maybe you need to go to bed earlier.
And I think that my brain chemistry, something with like the way my biology works, I think my brain actually changes at nighttime. Dude, because the way that I think about life and perceive events and like something could happen to me at 11 o'clock at night and it's like the way I perceive it is entirely different than if it was to happen at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. I'm going to spit out a couple possible factors here.
Okay.
One, I feel like at night is when you're mostly like alone kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like you could be alone during the day, but you're more productive during the day. At night, you're done with all the shit you need to do. You're probably just laying in bed, maybe listening to music or whatever.
Jerking
off, listening to music and thinking. It's about all you do at night. What else would you do?
That's the kind of the best life right there.
It's like 3 pillars of night.
Yeah. Jerk off, lay by yourself.
And think.
And think.
So, yeah. I feel like that's just like a common thing. But you're like a philosophical thinker. I am not.
Yeah.
So my night thoughts are a little different. Like, I'll get stressed out about things, but I feel like it's mostly just because it's at night and you're just laying there alone doing nothing but jerking off.
You're right. Like, if I was
if you weren't jerking off, maybe not.
You're right. If I was like busy and my mind was engaged, if like I was with people or doing some event or at some activity,
like
sure,
you wouldn't be stressed out about your life if like we were just watching TV.
No, obviously not. But like, I wouldn't. If I had an activity, I wouldn't be thinking about anything. So like, no, I know, but it's like obviously that's how it's gonna work because like, if I'm distracted in any scenario, I'm not gonna be like, like if I'm really stressed out for like an interview and it's during the day, and then I get into a car crash, I'm not going to be stressing about the interview because I got into a fucking car crash. Like, of course it's going to distract me.
Exactly. So how is your brain chemistry any different than anyone else?
Because I'm saying that like you just said, if you're laying in bed or at nighttime, do you freak out like that?
Sometimes I do. I wouldn't say it's a nightly thing. If I'm really tired, I'll just knock out. Okay. But if I'm not tired, then yeah. Like in Europe, when I wasn't able to sleep, that's when I'm doing my thinking. Life. Yeah, laying there like, fuck this. I can't sleep. I need to do this, this, and this. I'm going to be tired the whole day. I'm going to have to force myself to drink coffee. It's going to suck. But I'm in Europe, so I can't really complain.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like at certain hours of the day, I like think about my life or I like will overreact to things in my life or I'll freak out about something or dwell on something. And I don't know. I just feel like I freak out all the time.
Okay. Have you ever looked at yourself, like if you're ever stressed out about something? This is something that I did the other day. I was stressed out about something that had happened, and so I literally went to a mirror. I didn't go out of my way to go to a mirror. I just happened to notice myself in a mirror. I was in a bathroom. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I kind of whispered to myself, in the grand scheme of life, this is not a big deal at all.
You said that out loud to yourself?
Like like not out loud. It wasn't like I was just like, Kyle, in the grand scheme of life, it'll be okay. No, I just kind of like in my head, but so like sort of mouthed it. I was like, okay.
You just stared into your own soul.
Yeah. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I stare into. I'll go in my bathroom and I'll like lean forward on the counter,
both hands down
on the counter, and so I'm looking like really close into my eyes, and I'm like, this is what you look like. This is who you are. You can do this. Yeah, dude.
Dude, I wish like
I have really intense moments in my bathroom.
I know. Dude, whoa.
I do.
I wish that there was like certain moments in my life that I could record that are just comedy, or like certain parts that like I wish I could just see you do, because there's like certain just little embarrassing things that I'll do, and then I'm like, damn, like I'm glad nobody saw that happen or nobody knows that I just did that.
I wish there was some technology where life would kind of like shadow record everything. So like your whole life would be recorded, but like no one would ever see it. But like maybe 5 years after a certain event, your brain would be like, you know how Facebook gives you reminders like on this day 5 years ago, and it'll show you like these little random weird things you did. So it's like on this day 5 years ago, you had this monologue to yourself looking in your mirror in your bathroom. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so funny.
I would love to watch that.
I would love to see these weird moments. Bro, oh my God, I have this one story.
You gave yourself a pep talk in the mirror?
Dude, yeah, but this is so bad. I never thought I would tell this, but fuck it.
Oh.
No, I was like, I was at college. And I like
dark place.
I really didn't want to be there. This was when I was like in the midst of like convincing my family I was going to drop out. And like I would make videos on my YouTube channel all the time. And so I had this like great idea that like I would start this project of this like, oh, I'm dropping out of college and like I wanted to make this like documentary of like my journey
of dropping out.
Yeah, which like I mean I still think that was like a cool idea. But this one shot, I thought it'd be cool, and it, like, wasn't. But, like, so I had, like, got off the phone with my family, and I was, like, freaking out. This was, like, I was, like, in a bad place mentally. And, like, I was, like, crying. And because I was like just so freaking out about life and what I was gonna do. And
You're only like 18 or 19.
As I was crying, I thought like, oh my God, I'll record this.
Oh, you didn't.
Dude, so I went and I got my camera and I was still like, the crying was real. Like, I wasn't like doing anything for a video, but I was like, I need to capture this moment because this
raw emotion.
I figured like, I kind of thought like, wow, this is probably a big moment in my life. I had this revelation of like, this sucks right now, but this will probably be a good moment later.
It'll probably be funny now.
And so like, and I was in my car. And so I like reached back and I grabbed my camera and I turned it on. And like, I had this like 30-second clip of me like crying in my car.
Dude, please tell me you
No, I deleted it. I deleted it forever.
Damn.
I wiped the planet of that clip.
That's so...
Dude, because the next day I was like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, I can't say I've ever recorded myself crying.
See, but you're not like into videos the same way. Like to me, that was like my first instinct was like, oh my God, I should record.
I gotta record this. I'm an ugly crier. I mean, no one's a good-looking crier.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, there's some actors
sound
that like,
ugly when you cry.
I make weird noises. Yeah, if I'm like sobbing, like I'll choke on my spit or something. Yeah. And I'm a big like. Where was I going with this?
When I cry, when I'm like uncontrollably crying, I like can't control my breathing. I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna throw up. I just had a nice dinner and I'm gonna throw it all up.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Where was I going with this before?
I don't know, man.
Damn it. I was going somewhere. I got distracted by crying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, on that note, should we read the dream that Turner had?
Oh yeah, you want to read it?
I'll pull it up. Actually, no, you should read it.
Okay.
All right. So last thing here before we hop into the segments, one of my buddies who is a fan of our show, his name is Turner. His name's Matt, but he goes by Turner. He messaged us that he had a dream. And like we said earlier, this is the second fan that has had us in their dreams. So if you guys listen to enough episodes and you just eat, sleep, and breathe Pims and one day you just have a dream, definitely let us know because this one was hilarious. So.
Yeah. Okay, so he sends us this message and it says, in all caps, had a dream that we were all chilling on the West Coast and looking for the foggiest cities in the world list. And John was like, yo, Turner and Kyle, nothing is foggier than this. Come on. And we started climbing on people's roofs and hopping from house to house, and me and Kyle looked at each other, and we were like, classic John, and we all started jumping from roof.
Classic John.
Just jumping around roofs. We all started jumping from rooftop to rooftop for hours until we landed in a paintball course. Duh.
Okay.
But John called in the real military as a prank, and me and Kyle had to hide underground while John was sad that we didn't want to play with the real guns.
So
dick move.
Wait, so I wanted to play paintball, but I wanted to play with actual guns.
Yeah, you called in like
bullets.
the real military, and I guess they came with guns. And John's like, "You guys want to like play?"
So you hid underground.
So we found an underground lair. John was sad. We want to play with the real guns. We went back. Then this is just a change of pace. We went back to the 1500s, and we cheered up John with a bowl of pistachios, and he fell asleep eating them. Then Kyle picked him up on his back and took him home and put him to sleep next to the nuts. So John had enough for the night. I was like, all right, you've had a big day, little buddy. Like, I'm just gonna take you back.
Passed out? Like I was already asleep, or you carried me awake?
You probably had enough pistachios. I'm gonna guess you kind of passed out. You're like a little kid, and I'm just like, oh, I'll take him home. So I just kind of, put you over my shoulder, which I don't think I could do.
With the pistachios.
With the pistachios in one hand, I gently laid you down, put the pistachios down, and that was the rest of the night.
Nice. I mean, I like pistachios.
They're all right.
If I was in the 1500s, my food options are a little more limited. I would probably eat pistachios.
Yeah. They didn't have bowls back then, did they?
Kyle.
Did they
I really hope you didn't just say that.
They had bowls, right?
Kyle,
clay bowl?
They've had bowls since like before bowls. Or I mean before wheels.
No. Was the bowl before the wheel?
Bro, they had to have... Dude, they've had bowls for a very long time. Dude, it's just a bowl. It's just a curved surface.
Yeah, that was a dumb statement. They had bowls, but it was probably not a nice bowl. It was probably like a dirty clay bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't washed very well. There's probably a lot of germs on it. But everything had a lot of germs back then.
Those pistachios are probably riddled with germs.
Like, when was Peaky Blinders? That's World War I. What year? What
1918.
See, imagine the 1500s.
Ugh. Everyone smelled like shit. And like had
everyone's
awful,
so hairy.
Dude, awful teeth.
They're all short.
So many pubes. Yeah, everyone's short. If you break your leg, you die.
Everyone's racist.
I don't even think they were racist back. Well, maybe.
Actually, that's probably before they even knew there was other races.
Yeah, probably not. 1500s.
When was Christopher Columbus?
1492.
Oh, dude.
Oh, racist.
Super racist.
Very racist.
Murderers, actually. I mean, he was, but. All right, well, shout out to Turner. Thank you for that dream.
That was great.
Yeah. All right, hopping into our segments here, Kyle. These are my favorite part of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Who was your A this week?
Ken Jennings from Jeopardy. They had the Jeopardy All-Stars. It was the three GOATs. It was Ken Jennings, James Holzhauer, and some other dude that I didn't really know.
What's the host's name?
Alex Trebek.
Okay.
And what's cool is like he's been going through cancer and he came back for this, I guess.
Oh yeah, didn't he announce he has it again?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude.
Yeah, that sucks.
I saw a clip of him kind of like getting emotional on like live TV, like him kind of saying how Jeopardy's changed his life. Dude, and all this stuff.
Goat too.
It was so like wholesome, but also so sad that he had beat it once, and then he's still doing the show, and now he has it again.
That's sad. But my A is for Ken Jennings because he beat James Holzhauer by only 200 points or $200, and he won the Jeopardy All-Stars.
Wow.
So he is the Jeopardy GOAT, Ken Jennings.
So Ken Jennings is literally the best trivia man on the planet.
Ever. That they've found.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily about trivia. I think a lot of it is the speed of the clicker. I listened to a podcast that James Holzhauer was on. It was like a sports podcast, but he was on it because he's a sports gambler. James Holzhauer. That's the Jeopardy James guy that just was famous like last year.
But he's more known for like sports betting.
Well, no. He's known for Jeopardy because he like was going off last year. But he's actually like before that he was a sports like his career was sports gambling.
Yeah.
He's just like a super smart guy, I guess. Yeah. And he only won by 200 points.
This is a dumb question, but I don't ever watch Jeopardy. But isn't it like where they give you the answer and then you have to say what the question is or something?
No.
They
ask a question and then you say.
But you have to answer it in a weird way, right?
I don't understand why you have to answer.
You have to say like what
is or who is James Holzhauer or like what is John podcast.
Yeah. All right. Well, shout out to that guy. How much money did he win?
I think he had like 64,000, but I don't know.
Oh, that's it.
I don't know if that's there could have been a bigger prize because it was like the GOAT tournament, but I don't know.
All right. Well, my A this week is the Florida quarterback. So the bowl season is now over for college football, but I watched the bowl game with Florida and their quarterback. Do you know about this guy?
No, what's his name?
I forget his name.
Is it
But he hasn't up until the second game of this season. He hadn't started a football game since his sophomore year of high school on JV. Dude,
what? How is he at Florida?
He walked on. He never started in high school varsity. Then he went to Florida for school. Then he walked on. And he was a backup all 4 years up until the second game of his senior season. And then he's the starter, and he took them to be rated like they had like how many games?
Are you sure he was a starter the whole year?
Yeah, after the second game.
Damn, because I know.
And he's a beast.
I knew the starter from the first week.
Yeah, like he I forget his name, but they were rated like number 11 or something.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Like,
damn, I didn't even know that.
They think that like he could have a chance of like maybe going pro.
That's like one of the coolest stories.
And like, dude, I mean, regardless of whether or not he goes pro, I saw that and I actually got goosebumps because like, and he led his team to victory and like, and the craziest part, the first pass of the bowl game was like an 80-yard touchdown pass.
Damn, dude.
And it's like, I got goosebumps because that's
so inspiring.
It's so inspiring for anybody in life. It's like not even just sports, but the fact that this guy wanted to be a quarterback so bad.
Yeah. And he just never started since JV sophomore. That's crazy.
And dude, people like, dude, there's probably so many people from his high school that were like laughing at the fact that like, oh, this backup guy is still trying to play football.
Yeah, probably.
And he's like the third string at Florida still. It's like, dude, give it up. And then senior year, he comes in and leads them to a bowl game. I don't know. It was just so awesome. And if he goes pro, I'm going to be a huge fan. So,
can we get his name?
Yeah, I'll look him up. Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask.
He's a Kyle.
Let's go. Kyle, repping the Kyles.
Kyle, moving on here. Who's your F of the week? Or what?
Yeah, I just said all of young men because we might get drafted in the war.
Yeah.
Also, people that are in the Middle East currently. This is more of like a serious F. Like, that just sucks. Like, that's scary.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not well versed on everything that's going on,
and I'm not either. But from what I've heard, it's not good, and it's kind of scary, to be honest.
I also read that I don't know. I read that the military is way more established now. That like drafting wouldn't even happen in this day and age.
Well, yeah, probably. But I think if they got to the point, like in a big enough war somehow, they just needed people, they would. I mean, we're signed up for the draft. Like, when you turn 18, you have to do it.
Did I? Did everyone?
You did, yes. If you did, yeah, you have to.
I don't remember signing up.
I don't either, but I did. I looked it up.
Or does it just like automatically sign you up?
No, you have to do it.
You go out of your way to sign up?
You do it, yeah. On your birthday, you get a thing in the mail.
Wow.
Your 18th birthday. So, we're in the system.
You want to snap my leg for me?
Hey, I'm colorblind.
Is that against the law?
Snapping your leg?
To hurt yourself to get out of going to war? I think that's a felony.
It's got to be, yeah. I think even to dodge like a draft, I think is bad.
You go to jail.
I don't know.
I know there are stories though of people that voluntarily went to prison instead of going to jail.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That might honestly sound like kind of the move in some ways. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah. My F. Oh, you're gonna fucking hate this.
Oh.
So this was a few months ago. So this is like old news now, but I didn't hear about it till recently, and you haven't heard about it, but you're gonna wish you. It's about Ninja, and about the NFL.
Oh
no. I guess Ninja was watching football on Sunday. You know,
he's a Lions fan. Sucks for him.
And he tweeted, "I'll never understand." So don't just take it for the first tweet. There's multiple tweets here to give the full story. He says, "I'll never understand how college and NFL football teams allow kickers that just ... miss ... kicks." He says, "I feel like there has to be pools of kickers in the U.S. that won't miss simple kicks, or snappers that won't mess up the snaps. I don't know. It seems so silly. Would love opinions on this."
You're fucking stupid. So that's is there more you're gonna say before?
There's more.
Okay. God,
so then he tweeted this, and obviously he's Ninja, so millions of people saw it, and he just got shit on by everybody. He just got torn apart. And this other guy, who's this big YouTuber, replied. He said, "I'll never understand how pro Fortnite players just ... miss shots. I feel like there has to be pools of pro players who can just click on the heads of the enemy, or click on the heads and hit every shot with 100% accuracy. It just seems so silly."
Hey, that's a good response.
And so that went like viral and people loved it. And then Ninja got mad.
Oh God, dude!
Ninja didn't like that people were making fun of him.
Yeah.
And so
no one ever gets mad at Ninja.
He says, "This is the shittiest reply ever.
No, it's not.
Fortnite requires movement, editing, building, rotating, and hitting shots. There are not, quote, positions in Fortnite. A kicker's job is literally to kick. Horrible analogy, kind of embarrassing."
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nuts on Ninja.
Ninja went off, dude.
What the fuck, dude?
And then a few days later, he deleted all the tweets, so he must have realized.
That's a bitch move.
Dude, that is one of the worst takes I've ever heard.
Man, that's dumb. It's like the person that, like, I just hate when people watch sports and they're like, "Oh, I could have done that," or "Why can't they just like make it? Why don't they just make the shot? Or why didn't they just throw a strike?" It's like, dude, it's not that easy.
Yeah, they're like, dude, but like, that's even way more understandable than what Ninja just said.
Yeah. Like,
Ninja
you can't
was
just
like,
make every single kick ever.
He's like, I don't understand how they miss kicks. There has to be pools of kickers that just wouldn't miss kicks with 100% accuracy. If they existed, I'm sure people would have found them.
Yes. They would be in the NFL currently and making a lot of money.
If you were so sure, Ninja, that there's kickers, pools of kickers, not just one.
There's a lot of them.
Pools of kickers that would not miss a kick, I'm sure somebody would have signed them.
It's the kind of thing where, like, they can make every single thing in practice, but it's the game that it's like the pressure of that is what makes some people crumble.
Yeah, like I'm sure you could find a video on someone could post a video on YouTube of them kicking like 50-yarders or 60-yarders. It's like
over and over and over. It's like, all right, that's fine. Do it in a game when you got like 11 guys that are like 300 pounds running at you
and thousands of people
staring at you and millions on TV. And it all depends on you for the city's happiness.
Yeah, it's just...
Let's see you make a kick.
Like, it's just so... It seems so dumb to me because I feel like when it comes to sports, talent is one of those things that, like, if you're talented at a sport, you're not... In this day and age, you're not going to get overlooked. Like, if you truly are a beast at something, people are going to find out. Like, maybe...
It's easier for people to find out.
Yeah, like, there's no way a guy that's like a LeBron James high school basketball player that's just absolutely dominant. It's not like he's just going to go unnoticed and just be like not in the NBA, just sitting there waiting for a chance to play. And I guess what I'm trying to say is like all the best kickers have been noticed.
Yeah.
Like there's not just these crazy kickers that are God tier kickers that could be the best kickers in the NFL that are just sitting at home unsigned. Yeah. I don't know.
God. Well, then it's just coming from someone like him just makes it even worse.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like, you don't know anything.
Maybe if he was a college football kicker that turned into a streamer, I might take his opinion more seriously.
Or even if he just ever played a sport. I don't think Ninja played sports. I really don't.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's just so funny because he said that the analogy that the guy gave
that was a perfect analogy.
Yeah, it was a perfect analogy. It's like, dude, just shoot them. Just don't miss your shots.
And Ninja saying all they do is kick. It's like, yeah, kicking requires a lot of different things. There's a certain pattern. You have to do the exact same thing perfectly over and over.
There's different wins.
Different angles. There's wins. There's like places of where like laces where the laces are. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff you like have to account for. And I'm not even a kicker. And then there's more that I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then not only are you kicking, but like you said, you're kicking over people that are rushing at you that are 300 pounds. I don't know, man. I just thought that was hilarious. I couldn't believe that he was serious.
That's awful.
So, yeah. All right. Moving on here to our last segment of the day, movie time.
What do you got?
I have it's actually a stand-up comedy special on Netflix. So it's not necessarily a movie, but I have always been one who doesn't really enjoy stand-up comedy, quite honestly. I've never been really a huge fan. I don't go out of my way to watch stand-up comedy. I watched Dave Chappelle's one, and I thought that was funny, but I've really tried to watch other ones, and I don't find a lot of them that funny. And I don't know. But the other night, Kyle was gone, and I hung out with Shim and Willig and Chris, and there was this brand new stand-up special by this guy named Ronnie Chang. And it's on Netflix. It's called Asian Comedian Destroys America. And it's one of my favorite, to be fair, I haven't watched that many stand-up specials, but it was hilarious. It was probably my favorite right behind Dave Chappelle's that I've seen. And the first 20 minutes, it was so funny. Also partly because we were with Jordan, who's Asian, and a lot of it was about Asian culture and Asians in America.
Jordan probably related.
Yeah, and we were just dying, and it was really good. So I recommend you guys check that out if you want something funny, or you're just chilling with the boys or the family
or the girls.
Because
there's some girls here.
Yeah, I'm curious how many girl listeners we have.
I'm guessing our percentage is 90-10, guy to girl.
I think 95-5 probably.
Yeah,
I don't know, but anyways, guys, we're on pace to break our record for downloads of the month once again. Today's January 9th, and I woke up and we had 530 downloads.
Damn.
So we're on pace for over 1,500, like 1,600 if we can keep it up.
So thank you all so much. Like, that means so much to us just to see the growth. It's like, it's like a dream come true, kind of.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously it's still small, but like just the feeling like
that we're growing.
Yeah. If it grows every day, it's hard to complain. Like, obviously everyone would love for something to just blow up overnight and then you get like thousands in a night, but that's just not that's not how it works for most people in the world. And the fact that like you could just every month you just see it go up a little bit and a little bit more, a little bit more. It's like, that's really the most you can ask for, honestly. I mean, I'm sure there will be a month when like it goes up and then the next month it's less.
Yeah.
But like that's just how it is sometimes on the internet, and like people get busy, and
as long as you look at the graph and it's still like moving its way up, even though it might go down, as long as it goes up.
Yeah. That's all we can ask for. So thank you guys. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/PimsPodcast. So if you guys want to pledge $5, $10, or $15 to help support the show, if you're a fan, you get some extra content and it helps us out a lot. So be sure to check it out. Kyle, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at KyleSafford36, and you can follow the podcast at Pims Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. That's what's up.
Yeah, you can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Instagram and Twitter. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel called The Narwhal. And with all that being said, there are new episodes of this podcast every single Monday and Thursday. So thank you all so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.